Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations of Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and today I'd like to paint the Livyatan prehistoric whale that I did last week. I'm going to show you how to paint that from start to finish. And here he is right here, the finished one that we're going to paint. And I'll show you the colors we're going to use. I do have some various colors over here. I've got some various color reds. I've got some various color blues for the base. And then this is what we're going to use for the body. Some nice silver gray, some browns, and that way it'll give them a really nice color. The first color we're going to use is going to be a silver. We're going to do a nice base coat silver. So I'm going to put that right here. And we're going to do that. So what I'm going to do is take a wide brush, this one here, and I'm going to just dab this on right here. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking real good now. Okay, now that we've completely painted as silver, my hands are kind of a little of a mess here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to push him out of the way right now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take this whale now and we're going to blow dry him. Make sure that he's dry. Now that we've blown dry him, we can add some more paint. Now, I'm going to put that in there. We're going to add, the next color we'll add is a little gray. So we're going to take this. And I'll put that right there, the gray color. And now, what we're going to do is I'm just going to dab a little bit here and there to add a little variation in color. See that? We're just going to dab a little bit. See how I'm doing that? See, a little bit of variation. Kind of hit the lower jaw here. Just kind of get a little bit of the underside of the jaw here. And then kind of get a little bit of the gray there. You know, we're going to dab a little bit here and there. And then we'll get a little bit over here. Get a little here. Then I'll try to get a little bit underneath too. Yep, that looks starting to look real nice. I like the way that's starting to look. Okay. Now, the next color we're going to use, I'm just going to blow dry it a little bit. I'm going to wipe my hands a little bit because it does get a little sticky. Put those over there. They've been used. The next color that we want to do, before I do that, I did those two colors. I want to get into some of the reds in the mouth because that'll help. So I'm going to use a dark red here. And then some lighter red colors here. So those are the red, and what we're going to do is I might as well hit the inside of the mouth right now. I'm going to take and just dab the top part of the mouth with the darker red right now. I want to make sure that's all. See how we did that? Just going to do that with the darker red first. And then I just want to do a kind of around the mouth like that, around the tongue. Just going to dab in there, make sure we get that. Then I want to make sure I get the back of the mouth too. But we'll paint the tongue this color too right now. Just want to get a good coat of that on there. Now we're going to vary the color a little bit. So we're going to lighten it up a little bit. So I'm just dabbing a little bit of more red in there. See that? And then I'll just dab a little bit on the tongue here. And now I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. Dab a little bit here, dab a little bit there. And to make it a little more interesting, what I'm going to do is I have another red, like a rust color. I'm going to take that and I'm going to dab that on the tongue a little bit also. Give it a little more variation. See that? See what I did there? So just vary the color. It just makes it look a little more interesting. Now that we've done that, I also want to do another thing with, we're going to paint the teeth. I have like an off-white color here, and we'll use that. I'll put that right there. And I'll use a smaller brush for that. Right here, you can see this here, it's a little smaller than, yep. We can, and now I'll just paint the teeth. See how we're doing this? And we're going to do the outside first. See that? How we're doing that? Okay, we did that part. Now we're going to do the lower jaw. I'm going to paint the teeth. Then we'll swing around to the side. So you want to paint all around the jaw like that with this off-white color for the teeth. I want to make sure I don't miss any areas. And now what we also want to do too is paint the inside of the teeth and the mouth here. So what I'm going to do is, see how I'm painting the inside here like this? See that? You want to get the other side too. And then I'll get this side. Let me see. See how nice that looks? See how we did those teeth? Came out pretty good. Just going to dab it a little bit more. Make sure that there's enough paint on there for the teeth. Yep, that's looking good. See how nice that looks with the nice reds? Then you get the nice white for the teeth. Okay, put a little black there. And we'll do the eyes. See the eye right here? We're going to hit that right there. Just make sure I got it covered properly. See that? See how we're doing that? Just take a small brush for that and just dab the eye. Now, we're going to go and do the other side. We'll dab the eye there. See that? Just want to make sure we get that good. See how we did that? It's looking really nice now. Okay, now that we've got that, and there's another area I want to paint with black paint, and that's the blowhole area right up here. We're going to take, and I'm just going to dab inside there. See that? That way it makes it a little more prominent so you can see it a little better. It's looking really nice now. Really starting to come along. Next thing that I want to do is now we'll get back to painting the whale itself. The I want to use this right here. We'll dry that off. I want to use a gold color. And what I'm going to do is we'll put that right there. And what I'm going to do is I want to do a little bit around the eyes here. See this? I want to kind of lighten this up a little bit. And then we'll do the same around the other eye. Okay, we got that. Just do a little bit around there. The other place I want to add a little gold color too is kind of like right here on the back. See right here? Just add a little bit there. Kind of add that a little bit in there. See that? So then I'll get my hand out of the way, that way I can just dab that a little bit like that. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to come back put those over here. We don't really need that so much anymore. But that red oxide that we had before, I'm going to put that right, a little more right here. It's like a rust-like color. And what I like about that is I'm going to take and I'm going to paint this area right here. Go over, going to go over this a little better. See that? I'll try to swing it so you can see it a little better. See that? We're getting that area right there with that red rust-like color. And we're going to take and paint the other side. See that? It'll give us a nice a little more variation. So, okay, so that's looking good now. So the next two colors that we want to use, there's a couple of color browns here. that we're going to use. Dab that a little bit. Okay. Now we're just gonna ever so slightly add a little color here. Just a little bit. Getting a little bit on the tail. Just going to flick that around a little bit. See, I'm just going to get a little bit here and there. And then we'll work the other side too with that color. Can add a little bit here. So just flick a little bit here and there. Get a little bit under the mouth area. Just flick it around a little bit. Now we're going to take, there's a little lighter color brown that I want to put on here too, so we'll flick that too. Just going to flick that around the body here and there. Put a little bit under the tail there. See that? Do the other side too. See that? Really starting to come along nicely. I'm trying to get all the different areas. See that? Really coming along nicely now. I'm going to get a little bit under here too. Just where. So the next color that I'll just flick a little bit around the eyes too. I won't completely cover the gold color, but we'll just darken it up a little bit. And then I'll Just want to see how nicely that's coming along. The last color we'll put on the whale is we're going to use a couple of different color browns that are dark brown. These are very dark browns. And I'll put those right there. I'm going to take and we're going to dab those on a little bit. Ever so slightly, I just dab those on. Just want to get a nice variation in color. I'm going to try to hit the lower jaw a little bit too. Get a little more of those colors there. Get a little more of the darkness on the tail. See that? I want to get up the top too. I kind of want to darken that up a little bit too. See how nice that's really starting to look? Nice variation of color. We're going to do the same thing on the other side too. See that? It's really starting to come along nice. Then I'll just darken these up a little bit. The flippers. Add a little, see how we're just adding a little bit of color and variation. I want to come back to the lower jaw on this side, see if I can add a little bit more here too. And then we'll just add a little bit more to the tails. See that? That's really starting to come along nicely. But I wanted to give that nice variation of the various colors like that. I think it gives it a really nice look. And it also makes it look a little more prehistoric looking too, which I want it to look like the prehistoric whale that it is. Just going to add a little more there. You just dab the brush ever so slightly to get that effect that you want. Yeah, that's really nice. I like that. I'll just add a little more darkness up here. My darkness there. Get a little more in here. So for the whale itself, that's looking really good. Now for the last final touches that I want to add, I want to do the water base. So what I'm going to do, I'll do this. So what I'm doing is we'll start with a very dark, but like marine blue. Then we'll go to like a lighter primary blue. So I just want to keep going a little bit lighter and lighter. Make sure. Whoops. I like these blues. That's like an, I think that's what, bright aqua green. I like that. And then we're going to do an off-white and a white color. So what I'm doing right now, basically, so to give it a nice color, is we're going to start off with the very dark blue and go to the light blues and eventually to like a white color. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you. We're going to paint. Get the brush, the nice wide brush that I like using. We're going to take this as a base color, and we're going to do the very dark marine blue like that. See how we're going around on that? All the way around, that's what we're doing. Because I want the darker colors, because as you paint this, you want the lighter colors on top and the darker ones on the bottom. There. So now that we've got that, I'm going to take and I'm going to do a lighter color blue now. I'll just kind of vary the color a little bit. Just paint the various areas with that color. See that? You want to just touch certain areas. You don't want to cover it completely, but and then I'm going to dab my brush a little bit. So now we can get into another lighter color blue now. So dab that a little bit here, dab that a little bit there. See that? You want to just various points go around on the water base. Now we're going to get some lighter color greens now. See that? Just going to dab ever so slightly. Yeah, it's looking nice. I'm going to go all the way around the base. And we just keep getting lighter and lighter. See that? Just dab. Now we're going to, there's like a bright aqua green. See that? Look at that. Look at that, the nice variation in color. You can start to see the various color blues are coming through now. So then the next color we're going to use the off-white. And you want to get that kind of up under there too. And I'm getting all the way around, just dab in various areas with it. And the last but not least, we're going to do the regular white. And we're just going to dab various areas around here with the white. See that? I'm just going to go, just dab a little bit here and there. And see how we did that? I'll rotate that around so you can see it. So you want to vary the colors. You want to make it look like water and everything, and have various colors in there. So, and that's what I'll show you what the final version will look like once it's painted. But before that, I want to show you, I use an acrylic gloss. It's Krylon UV resistant clear. You can use any kind of, anything that's good for acrylic paint. What I would do is take this outside once this dries, and then I would shake it up, you hear banging around a little bit. And then what you want to do is spray it outside, give it a nice thin coat, go all around it like that, and paint it. But leave it outside for a while because it will, if you bring it in too soon, it does have a pretty strong smell. But I do want to show you what the final version of the Livyatan prehistoric whale will look like. Let me just clean up my hands a little bit, and I'll show you what the final version of the whale will look like. This one here, see this? See all the variation of colors, and even like with the water here. See the teeth? We got the nice red in the mouth. I'll rotate that so you can see that. And you can see them from this side. See how nice the color is on them? And then you can see like the black eyes. See, and then see how the blowhole, how it accentuates when I did the black paint. So I'll just rotate that around so you can see the whole thing. And that is your Livyatan prehistoric whale. And I do want to thank you for coming to the show Creations in Clay today. And I do look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye for now.